Hello everybody and welcome back to Artisan Girl Gaming. My name is Heather and I thank you for joining me for another Sims 4 bite-size how-to video. In this one, we're actually going to build a bite-size house. Yeah, so it's going to be a little longer than my normal bite-size videos, but I did want to do a tiny house or a small house with you guys just to kind of go over some of the build mode functions, and then we'll do another episode following this one up where we decorate the house. I know it's kind of going to be an overlap of some of the things I've done in the past, but I just wanted to continue to give you guys a good foundation. If you're new to my channel, if you're new to these bite-sized videos, basically the idea behind them is getting you guys started on the right foot playing The Sims 4 so that you have fun doing so, and hopefully I can help eliminate a little of the frustration new players have or that sense of being overwhelmed. If you guys have any topics you'd like to see me cover, please leave them in the comments below. I will do my best to incorporate them into future videos, and let's get started. So we're going to start here on the map screen. And I'm going to go to Potter's Splay, which is an empty lot that's going to cost me 2,500 simoleons. I'm going in just directly in to build a house. I'm not moving a sim in. I'm not building it for a sim. Their budget doesn't matter. What I spend on the house doesn't matter. And the way you do that is to come in from this screen, select your lot, and then come down here to the build tools. So you can see the little hammer and wrench. I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me right in. I don't have to make sims. I don't have to do anything. I can literally just come in and build a house. So this is a very large lot for a very small house that we're going to build. But I will use this in the future. I want to talk a little bit down the line about doing pools and fountains and things. So I'll just continue to build on this lot so that we can keep it all concise. And then when I'm done, I'll upload this to the gallery. So if you want it, you can download it. First thing I'm going to do now that I am in build mode is, for whatever reason, it always starts us at night. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to change to afternoon because I like afternoon light. I am using my scroll wheel on my mouse. I'm holding down and I'm literally just moving around to eye the scenery of this area. And of course, they have helped us out by putting the mailbox right at the front so that we can start building the house at the front. And that is what I'm going to do. Now, later in future videos, I'll talk about the new terrain tools that we have. But for right now, I'm just going to do this on flat land, and I'm just going to do a basic house. So I'm going to come over here to the build options. That is going to give me all the tools that I need to turn this into some place our Sims can live. So first thing I'm going to do is come over here and click on walls and empty rooms. As soon as I click, I'm going to get this menu here, which gives me a bunch of options. So I've got the wall tool, room tool. Play with these tools. I'm not going to go over all of them, but you get an idea. So this is a great way to make patios or rooms with just floors. This is decks. You have the fencing that comes along with it. This is a diagonal room. So if I just wanted to take it and place it, there we go. So let's start with that. We'll just do 2 diagonal rooms. I'm going to place them 3 squares apart. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to take a regular square room. I'm going to put it between the 2 rooms. Now you'll notice it's a little bit smaller, right? So I'm going to pull it here. And now it is connected. Now it's kind of weird. It's not going to do us much good. But you'll see just by clicking on it, I get the arrows to pull it and pull it. So by doing that, I've now made essentially a game controller room. Not intentionally. Or a dog bone. Yeah. Or a dual arrow. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about these arrows. I'm going to put the walls back down a little bit just so we can see them. So when I click on a room, I get a bunch of arrows. I get this arrow. I got arrows in the front and the back because I can bring it out and make it wider. Use the arrows to do all of your adjustments here, right? Then with one of the updates we got at the end of last year, we got these arrows, and these arrows let you change your foundation height. So you can control how far off the ground your house is. I typically like to have them a little bit off the ground so I can have a porch and steps, but for this house, we're just going to leave them right at the ground. And I'm going to make this a small house. Maybe it's not going to end up being quite as tiny as I wanted, but I'm going to use these 2 rooms that I built off the side to be, one is going to be a bedroom and one's going to be a bathroom. So I'm going to pull it that way and I'm going to pull it this way. And you can pull it whatever way you want. You can make them match. You can make them not match. Using this grid really helps kind of time that out. So see how I have 3 here to this corner. I have 3 here to this corner. Now, if you don't like the grid and you don't need it for whatever reason, you can hit the G button and it'll make the grid go away. See that? I like the grid when I'm building. It helps with placement, kind of gives me a good idea of what I'm doing. Now, the other thing I want to show you is the way I drag these out was very intentional. I wanted enough wall space here to put in a doorway or to even just open it up. So say I didn't want a door. I could come and get this hammer tool, and wherever it turns yellow, I can knock down the walls. So if I wanted to have that just open, I could do that. So I'm going to put the walls back because I do plan on having doorways since one's going to be a bedroom, one's going to be a bathroom. The bedroom I think I want to make just a little bit wider. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that angle out. So you can see now every piece of wall that I have has an arrow. So every piece of wall can get changed around to whatever I want it to be or don't want it to be. Your imagination really is the only thing that will limit what you do here, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead and put the walls all the way up, and I'm going to move this up arrow up here to go up to the next floor so we can see what the whole house looks like. Now, because of the way I have positioned this house, it's a little bit closer on this side than it is on this side, and that will drive me nuts. So what I can do is I can come up here to this 4 arrows, and I can hit move house and lot. I'm just going to move the house because I don't have anything else on the lot that I care about. If I had trees or a pool or anything, I could do move the whole lot and reposition it. But right now we're just going to do house. I'm going to settle it there. It's a little more balanced for my liking. I want to come back up here and undo that so that it goes away and leaves me with my house in the position that I want it. Now, you'll also notice that I'm on the second level here. That is showing us the floor and the grid for the second level. So you can see where you can build out on that. I am literally just going to put some roofs on. Roofing, by the way, is my very least favorite thing to do on the game. And so don't be hard on yourself if you don't like it either, because it does take a little bit of getting creative with it. One thing I have done that has really helped me is to go and look at roofs in my neighborhood, because then I see how real builders do it. And it kind of gives me an idea. Now, you'll notice I'm placing these angled roofs because my rooms are angled. But when I place them down, they're not exactly the way I want them. So I'm just hitting the rotate arrows here and then making them fit using the green grids. See those green lines? So there you go. Now, this is a funky house. It's a funky roof. There's no getting around that. It is just what it is. So what I'm going to do is play around with it. You can see I can, again, using those arrows that we talked about, I can do all kinds of things. I can pull it out. I can just tweak it till my little heart's content. And you can too. So do whatever you want that makes the roof work for you. Give yourself a little bit of leeway on it though, because it does take some getting used to be really comfortable with the roofing. And I've been playing for a very long time, and I still am not 100% comfortable. But you'll notice on these, I have no eaves. On these, I do. See how, or no overhang on the front. So that's that. There's my very, very basic house. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to give it a front door. Now, depending on the height of your house, and you can see the height is here. You have short, medium, tall. I'm going to go ahead and do medium. That gives us a little bit higher house, but now I think my roof looks funny. So I'm going to go ahead and lower that one too. And what I want to do then is come over here to medium doors. And I want to find a nice medium door that will look great in our house. So let's go ahead and we'll just swank up the place a little bit. You can choose different colors. Now, actually, I probably shouldn't do that because I don't want to use any Get Famous stuff since you guys can't. I'm going to just build with non-Get Famous stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and use this door, I think. Oh, see, I get really anxious when they're not balanced. So what I'll do is I'll grab that door. I'll come over here and grab, hopefully, a matching window. Whoops, I want to go to medium. I'm going to grab this. Oh my gosh, it's too tall. It's not going to work for me. Look at that. So they're all too tall. So if I go back to the normal size windows, it may surprise you to find that I can almost match it. Now, I can't use the move objects on cheap that I talked about, but I can play with the positioning of the windows as the developers have decided it would go. For this case, I actually think I'm going to do a different window. I'm going to do that on this side, and I'm going to do that on this side, and then I'm going to have just nice, big, expansive windows there, since on the side of my house I'm going to need that for living. So then I'll go ahead and use the same window. Actually, maybe I'll just do one window here for the bedroom. And now the one thing I want to quote or just kind of give you a caution on is that window placements can vary. So you can decide like where you want it. Do you want it higher? Do you want it lower? Like we could do those higher. I kind of like them up a little bit. And then, of course, I don't want that kind of window in my bathroom, but I do want some light in my bathroom. So I could come and throw a couple smaller windows on and do whatever I want. Or I could put a bigger window in there and put curtains or something on there. But I like to do windows because I like to do light and have some kind of light available. And let's go ahead and come back, and I'm going to grab this door and I'm going to move this to the back of the house, and I'm going to put it off to the side because I do need room for a kitchen. I'm going to come back and see if I can't find a door I like better for the front door that makes it a little bit more interesting, and I kind of like that geometric look there. So there you go. Now I have my doors all in place. I have my windows in place. Then I can come over here and I can do my wall patterns. So my exterior wall patterns versus my interior wall patterns. You can do anything. Whatever you want to do is what you should do. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Make the house the way you want it. I personally think in this house, I'm going to do some kind of siding. So I think I'm just going to do a real basic siding. Pick a color I like. Let's do red. I always go for red. I don't know why, but I like the pop. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting shift and I'm holding down and I'm clicking when I do that. And that will do a lot of the coverage for me, not all of it. So you kind of got to wind around and see the areas that it didn't get. But that gives you a good start to your house, right? So now you've got your siding, and you can do different siding. Like if you just wanted to have like the front of this be pink, you could. Literally, it is up to you. Whatever floats your boat. If you wanted to come in here and do some stacked brick on the front of this with just the red tile or the red siding on the top, you could. So we'll do that. And then it gives you just a kind of a different facade. So you pick out what you like. Maybe I'll leave that for the front there because I think it looks very interesting. And nah, I'm going to get rid of that. All right. Just for this one. I'm going to get rid of it just for this one. This is a funky little house. So This is all funky house. I don't typically recommend starting with funky shapes. I'm only doing that just to show you guys what I'm doing. Now, if you wanted to do like a chimney, if you were going to put a fireplace in, you can come and grab it from here. You can change your roof tiles to whatever you want them to be. You can even do a glass roof if you want a glass roof. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do is it's just your creativity, whatever you pick out. Now, before we go inside and start making our rooms, I want to come over here to the train tool area. I'm not going to talk about the train tool as far as changing your train, but what I want to talk about is like laying down pavement, pathways, walkways. This is a really great way to, make a path to your house. You can come in and do that. You can do it by hand. You can do, if you really want it to look like it was laid, you can do the square tool. You can use it to make paths around your house. You can use it to kind of lay out like a flower garden. So let's go back here. Let's see if I wanted to just make a path that took us all the way back. I mean, you can skywrite with it. You can just literally do whatever you want to do with it. And if you make a mistake, it's no big deal. Come grab the eraser tool and just erase it. And it just puts the train back the way it was when you bought the lot. So literally removes it. And then you can come back and try something else. Again, your wish is all it is. That's whatever you want it to be is what it will be. And sometimes I try different things multiple times before I get it right or get it to where I like it. And I always know I like it when I go, I would play in this house or I would live in this house. But yeah, and then you can also do a fence. Now, one thing to know about fences is if I were to grab a fence just in the default replace fences, it literally will only let me put a fence like where there's a wall. Okay? But if you come up here to place fences by drawing, you can draw your fence out. Now, there are limits to where you can put a fence based on the lot and how close you are. So I couldn't do something right here. See how it's red? But I could come up one tile, and come up and in one tile, and then I can place my fence. So there are limitations there, and we just have to live with them. I wish we could go all the way to the lot edges, but that is it. So if you want a fence that goes all the way around your property, make sure you keep that in mind when you start building. I often forget to do that, and then my houses look a little freaky. So now I've got a fence around my whole lot. If I want to have a door in the fence, I just come and I try to find a matching one, which is oftentimes, unfortunately, easier said than done. So sometimes I will just settle for one that doesn't look terribly out of place. So I could do that one. These have glass in them. So there's not really one right now. As you get more packs, you'll get more, but let's just do that one. And I'm just going to throw it in the back garden so that people don't have to walk all the way around the house to get to the park or whatever over there. Okay, so we've got fence, we've got walkway. We can come and do trees if I wanted to have a tree here. We've got some shrubs that we can choose from if I wanted to like have shrubs. Let's make them equal distance-ish. So I could do that. Now I do have move objects on, which is why it's letting me place the shrub on top of each other. I can come and plant some flowers. So if I wanted to have some bushes with some flowers in them, I could do that. And I can even use rocks for decor. Now, you can even change the colors. There are several colors of rocks that you can put down. And if you just want to see everything, just come in here. Let's plant a couple sunflowers just because they're pretty and they look great against the red. Okay, so that's it. That in a nutshell is just doing your garden. That is up to you. Let's go ahead. I'm trying to keep this not to be too extremely long. So I want to go into the house and I want to show, what I would do as far as like the interior doors and laying down different walls and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to small short doors because the interior doors in the medium do not really exist. So you'll find a bigger selection of doors here. Each of them, of course, has a price. Everything has a price. You just pick the one you like the best. I'm going to put that door there and that door there. Now they can get in and out of those rooms fairly easy. And you know what? I think I want to make this a bedroom. I think I don't want it to be a bathroom. So I'm going to go ahead and delete those windows. And I want to use the same exact window that I have over here. So I'm going to grab the eyedropper. I'm going to grab a copy of that window. And I'm going to put it over here. But in this room, I had enough room that I could actually put two of them side by side. I mean, I did on the other one too. But I'm going to do it here just to kind of give it an interesting look. And we'll put some curtains on there. It won't be so glaring, but that's going to be another bedroom or an office or something. But now I'm stuck because I don't have a bathroom. So what I'm going to do is go back to the wall tool and I'm going to grab this tool here. And I'm going to use this tool to make a bathroom. So I can put it anywhere I wanted, literally. I can put it over here and then, but this was the area I was hoping to use as my actual kitchen area. So now I'm going to have to kind of think, how do I want to have a bathroom? And I need a bathroom that's big enough to have a shower and a toilet and maybe a sink. They could use the kitchen sink if they needed to. But really the only space I have that would probably work would be to build a bathroom here, which makes my house just a little bit smaller than I would want it. Now, that's okay. If you like that design, you can totally go ahead and do that. I could also, adjust and I could make the whole house bigger. But oh wait, look what happened. Now that I made a room in there, each room has its own handle. So if I wanted to pull the house out, I'm going to have to pull out two handles, right? It's going to make both rooms bigger. So that is always something to keep in mind if you think you're going to have to adjust anything. But I think what I'll do is do exactly that. I'll have the bathroom right off the kitchen and I will, maybe I'll keep it that size. So what I want to do is then grab this door. I'm going to put the bathroom door over here so it's not opening right into what will be my kitchen. I'm just going to have a small kitchen here and it's going to be over here. So, and we'll do that probably in the next tool. I'm not going to even do any plumbing. This is just kind of an idea to show you how to manipulate things. Now, also, if you decide, oh my gosh, I hate that, you can just hit the undo buttons here and put everything back the way it was. You can redo if you want to put it back. That's fine too. You can just keep playing with it until you have it the way you want it. Just remember to always use your tools appropriately, right? And if you come in here and you decide you want to change that, you're going to change it for the whole house. Just beware of that. So you probably don't want to mess around with the slider unless you actually decide that that is what you want to do. Real quick before we go, I do want to talk a little bit about floor patterns. You can come into, just like we did with the walls, you can come into floors here, pick any items that you want. You can come down here and see all the flooring you have. You can sort by color and pack. And then, of course, just like outside the house, you can hit shift and fill in a whole room. You can even choose by room. So if I grab that, and I want to do the rooms that way, that's how you do it. And the interior paint works very much the same way. So say I just want to do a wallpaper. I can do that, or I can choose and do a whole room in a color. There you go. I don't know why I put that in there. Let's put that in the bathroom. And yeah, so whatever you decide to do is what will happen. Just pay attention to all the little options that you get, because you will spend a lot of time playing and overlooking things. It's just a matter of playing, but be curious, explore, and it will soon make very much sense to you, I promise. All right, so that is how you put down walls, floors, and basically build a structure. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you watched. And of course, if you're new to my channel and you'd like to see more, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and then ring the bell, because that'll let YouTube know you like notifications when I post something new on the channel, so that you don't miss out on anything coming down the line. In our next episode, we will go ahead and go into buy mode and furnish this house. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys again real soon. Have a great one.